Welcome back YouTube, Tutu UK. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Christmas Spectacular. The NES. Merry Christmas. Cheers. It's only shandy. It's only shandy. Could be drinking full fat beers, man. Because that's going to start happening as well a lot. So cheers. Here's to the back end. Here's to the arse end of 2023, eh? Oh God. When's the last shandy I had? Blackpool. So yeah, nice that is. Nice and refreshing. I hope you have all had a good year. I know some people haven't done so well this year, and wishing you all the best for 2024. Honestly, guys, I really am. For me, it's been a very transitional year, I think, just in terms of what's been going on, you know, privately and stuff like that. And I think, like I say, I know a lot of people have kind of had a year like that as well. So yeah, just hope things work out and improve for everybody next year. But in terms of the gaming, let's not get morbid. Let's try and cheer it up a bit. Lots of music playing, stolen off of YouTube. So if there's an ad come up, then there's an ad come up. I don't block ads. I'm not, you know, not that kind of way. I don't mind people getting revenue from ads. It's when they start. And then we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that, Stu. We're trying to be jovial and peace and love to my fellow man and all that lot. Except for the grifters. The grifters can fuck off. But anyway, we have got some absolute belting NES games. Honestly, got some Nintendo games, some Nintendo cardboard. I have one Atari game, and I've got to show that. I've got to show that as well, because it's something special with a slight disappointment attached to it, but nonetheless I'm happy to have it. So yeah, these games, and again, I've been banging on about this for a couple of videos now. I've just been saving them, I suppose, because there's probably some of the better ones. There's some that are probably less so, but there's some absolute corkers in here. A lot of these have come from CEX. I'll try and remember where I've got them from. Not all of them are from CEX at all, and you'll see that difference anyway. But yeah, cheers. Let's crack on and make these like old times, although we're not in the blast furnace. We won't be sweating, and I will probably have to stop to fill up. So there might be some jump cuts, because I'm not going to put you through that. Me trying to pour lemonade and lager into a glass. It goes down so easy as well. Right, so like I say, shit ton of NES. This is Merry Nesmus, probably be the title of it. And we'll just crack straight in. This one from CEX, a tricky one to get hold of. I'm not, again, these are all complete, guys. I'm not going to bore you with pulling bits out and showing you fucking leaflets and all that crap. And I wouldn't lie to you, you know that. But anyway, first out the traps is Swordmaster. Side-scrolling hack and slash type game, but really tricky to get this one box complete. A lot of these games that I'll be showing you are that way inclined. You know, I struggled, and I've just dropped looking. It's literally patience. Patience is a virtue and all that lot. Next up, where did this come from? This come from eBay, not from CEX. Come from eBay. I think the guy knows me because he mentioned it in London Game Market. I had to tidy this up a little bit. You know, not a great deal. It was just like a little bit frazzled around the edges, and it's the OG Metroid with the old hang tab. I must admit, I'm not a fan of these. This always tends to be the weak point in these boxes. But yeah, nice to get the OG. I did have a copy of Metroid, but it was the American, and it was fucking beautiful. It really was, but I moved that on. Sticking with the sort of classic Nintendo boxes, and another silver box. Was this it? I think this might have been eBay as well. I don't think it was CEX, and it's Kid Icarus. Kid Icarus, not a series of games that I've really put much time into. I mean, you don't say much time. I think there's only been this and the 3DS version, hasn't there? In terms of releases, again, another IP that's criminally underrepresented by Nintendo. But like I said, a lot of these, they are in really nice condition for their age, for what they are. You know, they're not minters. And again, another one not missing, but it's got that built-in hang tab, which I'm not a fan of. Not a fan of at all. I'll try and get this up. We're on Friday, the 22nd. It's going to be a record for me in recent times. I'll try and get this up Sunday, Christmas Eve maybe. So you don't have to sit and watch the kids open presents or listen to the missus nag at you. Right, another one. This come from eBay. It's definitely come from eBay. I won this on bids, I think. I'd missed out on one previously, and then this one came up, and I won it for less than the other one went for. So really happy. Again, I'll say not one that you see very often. I've seen two back to back within a couple of weeks, and I've not seen one since. I do believe it's a cartoon series. It's The Legend of Prince Valiant. I have no clue about this. Like I say, I do believe it's from a cartoon, but yeah. The Legend of Prince Valiant. Ocean game? Ocean? Mr. Bads. Where's Mr. Bads? I was going to say Ocean's was Mr. Bads' game. We ain't seen Mr. Bads for months and months. I know he's still knocking about because I've seen him commenting on videos. But I ain't seen him make a video. He needs to make a return to the tube. I need something decent to watch. That's going down way too nice. This one's from eBay. Another silver box. There's a bloody advert. Let's get rid of that. Another silver box one. The guy was local, dropped this round actually, fully enough. The usual. Mentioned that he got some other stuff in the loft and never heard eye nor air from him again. But one that I had the manual for, and I think the manual of mine was better, I think. But one that I'm just struggling to find in decent nick. Goonies 2. Goonies 2. We never got Goonies 1. I think Japan got Goonies 1, and I think it's meant to be quite a nice nice title. Again, with the built-in hang tab, an old hang tabbage. It's loosely based, very loosely, from what I can remember playing on it, loosely based on the movie. Like an action platform puzzler. There's a lot of puzzle elements to this. Some obscure puzzles as well. We're rattling through these actually. Going faster than I thought we would do. Need to probably slow down or drink more. Maybe that's the thing. I remember I used to drink quite a lot, didn't I? Oh, that's nice. I'm just having a look at some of the... This is a more recent one. We'll do this. Say this is about 2 weeks ago. I think I managed to bag this from eBay. I think it was on auction. Now this one took me down to 1, 2. See, I'm not sure about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 I need for box. So stack up, we can knock on the head, because that box of that is about fucking 10 grand. Miracle Piano, I don't want a great big whacking piano, so we're not counting that one. Now this is a weird one. This is Alpha Mission. Now most people would say that into the NES this only got an Italian release, but I have seen, and someone linked me a comment ages ago, of an Alpha Mission UKV. So that one I'm kind of sat on the fence with, whether or not that actually got a full UK release or if it was just an Italian. So we're down to about 15, 16 games. So this one dropped it down to that. And I think this is a great game. Someone else was on about this, someone else picked this up. I'm not sure if it's a Japanese version, but it's Solomon's Key. A great little sort of one-screen puzzler, this is. I'm getting old. I kind of like games like this, you know, where there's no real sort of time limit per se. You've got to think about stuff. You know, and the thing with guys, with all of these games that I've got here, they all needed fettling with. They all needed, you know, like a little bit of an iron, a little bit of a sort of the edges of the glue, you know, stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about. But he says he ain't going to get the box open, and he gets the box open. But it's stuff like the edges, you know, because these all start to splinter and splay. And, you know, I've said it to people all the time, man, just get a bit of wood glue, run it across the seams there, squish it down, and it makes a nice, it just stops the cardboard splitting and getting any worse. You're not going to make it perfect. You know, I've always said that. And it's a learning curve. I mean, I've been pissing about with these for ages now. And you just learn how to make things look slightly better and just make them probably last a bit longer as well. Slouching. Stop slouching, Stu. Stop slouching, young man. Yeah, so whenever you're watching this, I hope you did have a really good Christmas. And Santa Claus bought you everything you really wanted, even though most of you are grown fucking men. So I'll be seeing in this Christmas, this is what I've got. I've got £10 off the mother-in-law for Christmas, because that's just not on. You're not 12 years old, don't be doing that. Right, oh, that's nice. These are all nice titles now. All really nice titles. We'll do this one. This is a non-PAL. Non-PAL, we never got this one. We never got any of these. It's criminal. In the early days, sort of Super Play, I suppose Super Play, but this predates Super Play. But these were referenced in Super Play because it's the Japanese, you know, that whole cultural thing and whatnot. And I remember these being talked about and referenced, and you know, future games and whatnot. But like I say, we never got these over here in the UK. Very much Japanese thing and an American. I know in America these are out there, very sought after. Now I do believe this one was a freebie with Nintendo Power. I think it was a freebie with something. People are going to probably know what it is. But I got this in the UK, and it was ridiculously cheap. It was something like 35 quid. I remember because I was just like, what? Is that right? You know, you kind of like think something wrong with it. Is it reproduction boxes or whatever? But it's not. It's legit, totally legit, and it's Dragon Warrior. So, for those that kind of know Dragon Warrior and Final Fantasy, they were the big daddies, man. They were the big daddies of RPGs. They really were. Square and Enix. I think this is Enix, wasn't it? Enix. Because Enix and Square weren't Square Enix back then. They were separate companies. I think this is Enix. Oh, it doesn't say. Yeah, it is Enix. Yeah, 1998 Enix Corp. Really, right down in the fucking bottom. Joke that is. So, but I say, back in the early days, you know, when I was, because I didn't have an NES. It wasn't NES. My mate John had an NES. He had a handful of games. That was it. I didn't really start getting into the sort of Japanese influence culture until the Super Nintendo. And say Super Play was like the Bible. Our Man in Japan, I love that section of Super Play. But it always referenced the sort of Dragon Warrior games and the world of Dragon Warrior and stuff like that, you know, the little slime balls and stuff. So it always intrigued me, but we never got them. I know in America they got the, I think up to 4, was it Dragon Warrior 4? But unfortunately we didn't. And this does have everything in it. I'd say it was just the oddest buy. It did need some work. I know Is it Tony? Keep it retro. He always says keep it retro. Back in the day gamer. So I've got both the guys and the instruction. It was just the oddest to say, to find it in this condition in the UK. I was just like, yeah, man, I'm having it. And it wasn't, you know, in reality, a great deal of money. The box again needed some fettling. Has a bit of a dink there, but again, you know, you put a bit of a glue on the inside. None of this fucking tape bollocks. Just get some wood glue, guys. Have a practice. You'd be amazed what you can achieve just in sort of, you know, the structure of the boxes and just keeping the games so they don't start tearing up even worse. Right, we're gonna have to have a refill, so we'll have a jump cut here. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I changed the angle on the GoPro as well, so I think this is wide. As you can see, all the shit. See all the shit piled up everywhere. This room is never gonna be big enough. It never was big enough even when it was built. There was shit everywhere. Really is. But I thought, you know what? Because is it Roger? I'm sure it's Roger. He always says, "Oh, nice to see a different angle." I do show different angles of the room, but it's hard to film with any sort of space, if that makes sense. And of course, it's getting the right angle as well, where you can put the camera so you can actually film it, because you can't just set it up at any old place, as those that film know. Right, we'll crack on. We've got more. We've got more. Should we do the Atari game? Should we do the Atari game? I nearly shit me pants when this appeared on eBay. This is recent as well. Look at the fucking head on that. I know a lot of you are going to be moaning. Yeah, I drink proper beer, Stu. I bet I'll be dead on my arse after about two pints. Gotta fucking go steady now. I'm still drinking, just slower. We'll just drink faster, more. That's what happens. Dana and Russ Newton will tell you that. Right, anyway, so this appeared on eBay. And at first I thought, no, this can't be right. And it's bids. So there's got to be something wrong with this. This can't be right. The description was really vague. It said it couldn't be tested. Probably shouldn't work. Think it might be USA. You know, the kind of like excuses already out the gate. But it was all there. It was all there in really good condition compared to some that I've seen. So I thought, okay, I'll watch this. As you do, you watch it. And it got to the sort of death knells of when it was coming to an end. And I say it was probably beginning of this month, early this month. So you might be able to see it on eBay still. And I thought, you know what, we've just got to go for it, because the chance of me seeing this again in this condition and having even a punt at getting it are fucking next to none. It is a US exclusive. One game that everyone sort of says it's in the Atari. Oh, you've got the full set of them, but you haven't got the game. Well, the one I'm missing now is the one that's not the but that's still kind of expensive. So what we managed to get for, and it weren't cheap, it was 100 and I think about 130 quid all in, I think, with postage. It wasn't any much more than that. Steerways. We got the Parker Star Wars game. So for those that are not familiar, we never got this in the UK. It was a US only release. It's basically the arcade version of Star Wars, as you can see on the box. The box is in really nice condition. I haven't done anything to it because there's no need, really. There's no need. And apparently, it is a really good port. I think someone mentioned the sound probably could do with changing. The problem I got is it don't work. It don't work. I know, it don't work. So, you know, I spoke to the seller. and I was never going to send it back anyway. It was sold as it was. I knew this, and I just sort of said to him, look, when you had it, and obviously you've cleaned it, because I tried to clean the contacts and there was hardly anything coming off. I said, was it like all grimed up? Was it like really bad because it might have seeped into the cartridge? And he was fair enough. He said no. He said, look, to be honest, I'll just give them wipe over with Isoprop. That's what I do with all of the games. I wouldn't say he was a massive reseller per se. He had a few, but not like a, you know. Now, I took this out because it's quite a unique item. It's got one of these weird cardboard double flaps. Now, even though this is a Parker Brothers game, it's not those nice, thick, sturdy cardboard boxes. Bizarrely, I don't understand why. We have the manual. Again, in quite nice condition. I probably could have done with ironing that. I might iron it next time I get the iron out. But there's not much to it. This is a cartridge. The cartridge is absolutely beautiful. In beautiful condition, really is. I've cleaned this, guys, to within an inch of its life, and then some. I've even ran the Brasso rubbing cotton into the gaps, which you do when stuff's like really badly corroded. You do it once, because otherwise it will start to strip the pins, and I can't get it. I can't get it to load. Obviously, the only system I've got that would probably play this is the 2600 Plus. The next stage would be if I was that way inclined to crack this open. The problem with these Parker Brothers games is a lot of Atari games, there's usually two screws. You can sort of tend to feel under the label. But looking on Atari Age, some of these Parker Brothers games never had a screw. It was plastic molded, plastic injected, and they glued them. They glued the seams, and I've seen videos that they are glued. So I'm just thinking, fuck it, bollocks to it. Just leave it as it is, Stu. Otherwise, you're going to ruin it, and then I really will be upset. You never know. Never say never. A cartridge might turn up. You see the cartridges way more than you see a complete boxed one. That's for sure. So at the minute, yes, I have it. Does it work? No. Does it bother me? Yes, it does bother me. Is it going to force me to crack the cartridge open and probably ruin it completely? No. But we do have Star Wars, the arcade game. I wouldn't say a holy grail, but very uncommon, especially in the UK. Especially in the UK. Probably in America as well. I had no idea where the guy got it from. He's in Wales. Right. So we have a little bit of a break there from the NES. I have got some SNES, and I've got one N64 game as well. And we've still got quite a lot of NES to go through. We'll do some black box. Alright, for some reason the fucking GoPro decided to power itself off. I have no idea why. I thought you could just record. I've got no battery in it. I've just running it from the mains. I don't know if it's overheating or if it's just being a knobhead. So I don't know where I got to. But what I'm going to say is we're going to do some NES, do some more NES. Because we've got a fair bit to get through still. A couple of black box titles. And all that lot. Where did this one come from? This one come from right. So this is a cobbled together job. Come from CEX, the box did. I had one come through actually, and it was complete. It was really nice condition. And then it dawned on me it was American. I was like, oh, you motherfucker. I didn't really think that this was that expensive, but then I remembered why it was kind of a bit more sought after. And once I say what the film it's from, you'll know exactly what game it was. It's from Back to the Future. So yeah, it's Wild Gunman. So I reordered it and I ended up getting one without the manual, but the box was in really nice condition. So I just thought, you know what, sit on it. And there was a manual on eBay. The guy wanted 20 quid, and I sort of Just watched it. There's no offers coming from him. And I can't. It must have been months. And I think it rolled round to one payday. I just went, fuck it, buy it. It completes it. And I say in good condition, complete. This is, in fair condition, complete. It fucking can go for some money. Whereas on CEX, I can't remember what it was, like 50 quid maybe. So, once I put it all together, it's still a good saving. So anyway, yeah, Wild Gunman. The black box, it's not the built-in hang tab jobby, so sort of slightly later issue. But yeah, the old light phaser. But yeah, famously in. Right, we're back. We've had to change camera. This is just overheated. It's red hot. I did read something about these overheating, but I didn't think it would do it via the mains. Yeah, that is toasty hot. So, all right for short videos. Not very good if you want to do a longer video, that's for sure. So, apologies, we're going to jump from 4K to 1080p, but I don't suppose it particularly matters. I did try. I tried, guys. I tried. I put a fucking fan on it or something. Anyway, we're talking about black box games. I spoke about Wild Gunman. I mean, back on the iPhone, I do quite like to be able to see what you can see. Something about that, because I'm old. This one, I think this was from me at CEX. Been a long time. A lot of these have been sat here for a long time. I'm sure it's from CEX, and it's Popeye. Oh, Popeye the Sailor Man. I've never been a fan. Of the arcade game. I know Alex, Nintendo Arcade. I know it's called something else now, but I always know him as Alex Nintendo Arcade. Before he sold his soul. He sold his soul to the devil. He had this arcade, and he was trying to get me to explain to me play it is, and I just couldn't get with it. I know it's probably an acquired taste, but I don't know. There was just something about it. I think you either gel with this game or you don't. But it is obviously one that's needed for the set, and it is a black box game, so it kind of holds its value quite a lot, substantially. A lot of the black box games do. Right. We'll do this one. This one came from CEX. Not a series, not a game that I really ever played. Now, there was guys at work that really got into the subsequent games. I think it's the same lineage. I think it was anyway. Or this defined this genre. And then there were games that came after it. I don't know if they were from the same stable or they were just imitations, copycats, as tends to happen. But again, this one on the NES, complete, can command a price. It really can. I can't remember what I paid for from CEX. It's considerably less than its value, and it's elite. So space trading exploration type game, famous on the BBC micros, the Acorn, and then obviously onto the 8-bits and stuff like that. And I know it's well regarded by many people. Now, I never played this. The guys that I used to work with, they started playing Wing Commander and what was the other one? Ah, dear me. It wasn't Wing Commander. There was another one that came out, and it came out onto the PC gaming. I can't think what it's called. I want to say Frontier or something like that. And they banged on about it, and obviously then Wing Commander came out, and it was kind of like a bit more story driven. But I think they're all the same premise. All came from basically made a genre, didn't it? Elite, space trading, space exploration. There's no doubt about it. As we make Jay Cybersnake say, there's no two ways about it. Where's Jay? Seen Jay at Blackpool and I ain't seen a video from him. Right. This one. That's a cobbled. These two are cobbled together. Job is right. Yeah. So these two were from CX, but I've had to cobble together and buy copies to get the manuals. I've got to remember to look on this with the bloody finger. So first up is this. Was an absolute cracker. Love this on the Amiga. Just so easy to get into. I say back then we were young, probably didn't really understand what you meant to do per se, but we just loved playing it and just trying to do the battles and trying to win and see how far you could get. I haven't played the NES iteration. I don't suppose it's much different. Probably like less colourful, and the sound's probably slightly, not as popping as the Amiga version. But it's Shut Your North and South. Civil War American game, the drill. I think you choose your side, don't you? The English and the the Democrats. It's not, is it? What is it? It's the Confederates and the English. Is it English Confederates? I can't remember. And the South, isn't it? Basically, it's American people against the British Empire. We fucking ruin everything we touch. But yeah, it's basically like probably the premise to your modern RTS type games. That it was a game, and it's always is synonymous to me when I think about North and South, especially on the Amiga. And you Amiga heads out there will probably know what this game is. There's a game called Joan of Arc. So there was this, Joan of Arc, and Defender of the Crown. Defender of the Crown was Cinemaware. Lovely looking games Cinemaware did. Gameplay is a bit dubious. But Joan of Arc was kind of like this on steroids. And I don't see anyone talk about Joan of Arc. God knows where my mate John got it from, because it wouldn't have been the kind of game that he would have bought. So it must have come with like a pack or something. But this was like an easier version of Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc being the French woman, queen, warrior, lady. Right, we're back. Topped up again. Yes, it's still Shandy. Right, another cobbled together jobbing. This is a PAL exclusive, so all you American people, all two of you that watch, I think it's two, Chris and Tony. And that's it. I'm not big in the States, man. Yeah, when I get big in the States, that's when I can start Patreon. Stop, Stu. PAL exclusive. Apparently, it's meant to be a really good little platform game. I haven't played it. When I saw it on the list initially, I actually thought that this was one of the Bible adventure games. So you'll know what it is, probably, those that know the NES libraries. But it's not. It's actually a Konami title, and it's Noah's Ark. Now I bought the box. I bought a copy from CX. The box was nice, no manual. I then bought. Did I buy another box with a manual, or did I buy a carton manual? I can't remember, but I had to basically source the manual with something else. I didn't buy the manual on its own, I know that much. So yeah, not great. I mean, this is the thing why, you know, when I go storing out with Daz, I tend to just have stuff to sell. It's not because I'm buying it to sell it, it's basically just doing this kind of shit. And I could just put it on eBay and stuff, but I just think, you know, I'll just wait and I'll go out and I'll stall out and have a day out, see my mates have a laugh, earn a few quid and give people deals, and that's how I look at it. Anyway, Noah's Ark. So, platformer, and you've got to go around and collect the animals to put them on the ark. Apparently it is meant to be a really good little title. As I say, PAL exclusive. I can't see the palm there. I'm a bit annoyed with that GoPro. It's probably okay for me smaller videos, isn't it? Like the 20-minute job is. Oh well. You don't want to see me in 4K anyway. Fucking scary. Scary shit, man. Oh man, I've got some. We'll do these two. So I've kept the receipts for these, fully enough. So at some point I must have thought it was worth mentioning and maybe proving, or I just proving it to you guys, you know, that I wouldn't lie to you. But they both come from CEX, and they must have been great buys. Probably. I'm just having a quick look now, because there's some of these I had never seen. Yeah, definitely. Right. So this one again, I don't think I've seen pop up on eBay at all. Now I've said there'll be loads of them on there. From the Disney stable of games, so you know what kind of game this is. Action platformer, part excellence, but I do think I remember Kevin fucking Wolford 123. He saying that this was a bit of a turd. I'm sure he said it was, because everyone thinks, oh yeah, it's, you know, you think of this, the 16-bit iterations of these titles, you know, what Disney were doing. And I've seen it on the NES, and he goes, this one is like, no, and it's the Lion King. I'm sure it's this one. He said wasn't a very good game, but yeah, it probably needs very little to no explanation. It's the Lion King. It's, you know, it's a Disney game, but really tricky to get in the PAL. And this is complete, it's in great condition. And just to show you, it did come from the old CEX, the old sexy. Yeah, look. And we paid 40 bones. 40 bones and a couple of postage. Postage has gone up CEX, by the way. Those that didn't know. I didn't know. It's gone up a pound. A fucking pound. So it's now $2.95. Rather than it used to be $1.95. Bastards. Still a fucking deal, man. Still love it. Cheers to fucking CEX. Fuck you, CEX haters. You don't know what you're talking about. Clickbaity bastards. Right. Sticking with CEX. Sticking with fucking bargains. With a deal. Steal. It's the sale of the fucking century. Not classed as an official NES release. It's kind of the unofficial, the naughty kids. The naughty kids released this one. Release handful of them. I'm still missing two or three, I think. Two. Again, the price for this, fucking ridiculously good deal. Very little needed to do with it. And it's from the Codemasters, and it is Ultimate Stuntman. Again, like, the condition of this is really nice for what it is, for its age. You know, we're not talking mint ones. I ain't got a clue. Nearly had it then. Beach Battler, Turbo Stunt Car, Techno Beast, Shootout, Film Stardom, Metas. I think you just literally do everything. These always remind me, the Codemasters games always remind me, like public domain Amiga games, that style, you know, like sort of short mini games. But anyway, I'd say a fucking tricky one to get complete. When did I buy this? September. That's how long ago I had this. September. £32. 32 quid for that. Fucking unheard of. It's probably about £100 game. Maybe. Don't know. Might be £32 game. Who knows? Who cares? It's not what we're doing it for. But the fact that you can get it for that price, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh man, we've got some nice titles. We're getting to the end. Oh no, we've got a few more there. Gaseous Clayman. Right. What should we do? Should we do N64? We'll do the 1X N64 game. Not the one that I've got. There's a few more over there, but I thought it's gonna be too much. Too much fucking big hittiness. It'll blow your fucking tiny minds. Now, the N64, I don't know what's been going on with it, especially probably the last year. I know it's Dave plays games badly's favourite system. Keeps calling it the Fugly 64, yet the fucker keeps buying games for it. I think it's a love-hate relationship. He wants to love it. He does love it, but he doesn't want to admit it. This was a box only. Bought it box only with a load of other boxes that I already had. I think 1 or 2 were upgrades actually. They were just listed as N64 boxes. And I think I paid over 100 quid. There was maybe five or six boxes. There were some nice the box games. They've all sold them all at London Market. So I bought these 5 boxes. None had instructions. It was this game. It was Mario Kart, F-Zero, Donkey Kong, and I think Mission Impossible. Was it 4 or 5? Maybe another one. And I managed to buy, was it Smash Brothers as well? I can't remember. But I bought a load of loose carts to fill the boxes, so I didn't have any of them. For like 60 quid. It was stupid. And I had some manuals anyway. So I pieced them all together. Sold Mario Karts and stuff and whatever at London Market. They were really nice boxes. But the guy said to me when I bought this, he goes, well, he goes, I don't understand why, can I just ask you, why would you pay so much for a load of empty boxes? And I said, it's just this one box. I goes, it's not that it's a good game or whatever. I goes, you just don't see it. I've never seen it. I've never seen it for sale. I mean, there are some for sale, but since I've been looking, I haven't seen any more crop up. You know, you got the ones that literally have been on eBay for about fucking 20 years. But strangely enough, I had the manual for this. Obviously, I had the cart because I've got a full set, but I had the manual. I have no idea where I got the manual from. Maybe from a car boot. I remember years and years ago, I bought a job lot of manuals from a car boot. Might have been from a charity shop. Lady, I remember there's a lady there. She said that she had some stuff at home. There were kids, and there was a load of loose carts and manual. I don't know, but I had the manual. And when I saw this pop up, I thought, I'm in. So what we bought, it probably ended up costing me nothing. Truth be told, if it could be asked to add it all up, I'm not that way inclined. I just know it's probably ended up even itself out after all that shit. Tony would like this. Back in the day, gamer. It's Bass Hunter 64. It's not impressive at all, is it? After all that waffle. But I know James TNT Flashback, he'll understand what I'm talking about with this game. And the box is in really, really nice condition. And I had the manual. I had the manual in the stash. I'm down to only about 2 or 3 games that I've got manuals for that I haven't got boxes for. I've done a bit of Sean Pompey's Games Room. I've gone through, trying to piece them together. Obviously, I had the cart anyway. So I have got a nice box copy of Bass Hunter 64. I can put it back together now. That's been sat on there for God knows how long. But a tricky one to get. I have no idea what it plays like. I don't think Tony does it N64, does he? But that'll be his fucking jam. He likes fishing. My brother used to love the Sega Bass in the arcade. I remember we went on holiday to Mallorca. He likes fishing anyway. My old man and him used to go fly fishing. I went a few times. It weren't really for me. I remember one time I went, because my old man used to always get a boat. We used to go out into the lake. If you ever, I'm going to bore you now with fly fishing, but you cast off, you sort of whip the line. And I remember my dad did it, and he caught my fucking eyelid with the fucking fly. Man, I remember that. Fucking Jesus. And then I remember another time, I didn't go. My dad and my brother went in the summer. And they came back early because 2 wasps had got into my brother's t-shirt and stung his back to fucking high heaven. Anyway, fishing. Those fishermen will know what I'm talking about. Getting juiced up, man, on 2 pints. Not even 2 pints. Right. We've got another N64 game. We'll do that. We'll do that in a minute. Right, next up. I think this was from CX. It was from CX. Was it from CX? Ah, dang. I think it's a CX. Yeah, I think it was, because if it'd been on eBay, yeah, it was from CX. Because it'd been on eBay, I would have known something was missing. It's not a big deal, but it would have been nice if it was there. So again, this game, based on kids' toys, not something I ever really got into. Very in line and akin to Muscle Men. And I know these in recent times, especially like the last year and a half, gone mental, along with Battle Beasts. Some of a few like toy things. I like the toys, as you know, you can fucking know that. It's not something that I can actively pursue, but I do like them. I like seeing them. I like being around them. I like, wherever. Because obviously I've got memories of them. Because believe it or not, I was a kid at one point. But these were never on the radar. It was always Muscle Men and stuff like that. But I say Battle Beasts, these Muscle Men, all had a renaissance, as a lot of the sort of 90s stuff has. This comes from CX. I don't remember it at all. I don't even know if they made a cartoon out of it. They may have done. But it's Monster in My Pocket. Fantastic cover, really is. Now, the reason why I say I think this comes from CX is because it's meant to come with an actual figure, little tiny figure. And as you can see, it's this here guy here. It's not in there. It's not in there. So don't ask me. And don't say, oh, it's not complete still unless you've got the figure. Go fuck yourself. That's what I say to you. The problem you got with this bloody figure, I can't remember what it's called it. It's called something, right? The problem is, every Monster in My Pocket collector who don't give 2 flying fucks about NES games has probably cannibalised these for that figure. So you're fucked. You really are. You're screwed. Because I tried looking for it. I thought, maybe it was a generic type figure that they've just chucked in. But no, it is actually unique to this to this game. That figure is the only way you can get this game. So yeah, I do remember someone playing this at Halloween. Was it Tony? Was it Chris? When I say Chris, I'm on about so what you don't realise, if I had to pause this, because when I'm talking about Chris, I'm talking about the real Bit Wars, and I literally, his name went out of my head. Chris, I apologise, the real Bit Wars. Please go and check him out. So yeah, it's probably Chris or Tony that was playing this at Halloween. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. It might have been somebody else, but I'm convinced it was one of them two. But I have never played it. Apparently, it's meant to be a good game. Do you know what? What I would say is the more pissed I'm getting, the better I'm pouring. Who knew? Who knew that drinking actually improves stuff? Now, people who drive say, I'm a much better driver when I drink. Anyway, real Bit Wars. Check him out. We've got some. We'll do one N64 game. We'll do this one. Been on the list. Been on the list for ages. Never seen it at a good price. Missed out a few times on a few raffles. This has been up for raffles loads of times on Facebook. Always had a couple of tickets. Never fucking won it. It's the last one I needed in the little trilogy for the N64. Some would probably say some of the better ones were on the N64, these games. I don't know, I quite like the Wii versions. Again, been months and months since I had this. It was definitely off of eBay. And I think I did like, you know, the paying 3, whatever you call it, jobbing. Which is fucking excellent with PayPal, I must admit. Mario Party 3. All complete, obviously, again, as they all would be with when I'm showing you stuff. Because I do have a pile of games up there that haven't got any manuals that you may never ever see the light of day. Who knows? But yeah, completes the trilogy on the N64. I remember playing these back in the day, well, on the Z64, as it was then. But the multiplayer, you don't get anything out of Mario Party on your Jack Jones. It's quite a stale game, I think, in that respect. Multiplayer, other real people is where these excel. Really do. I mean, for the past God knows how many years at New Year's, we've always played, or mostly played, a Mario Party game. Say the Wii and the Wii U versions was I don't know, that's mainly where the sort of memories of Mario Party are from. What we've got left. Right, this one was CEX. I always thought this was a beat 'em up. I remember a few, got to be a couple of years back now, when I first started getting involved with the sort of retro scene on Facebook. It was never really, I don't really like social media at the best of times, he says, while making YouTube videos. But that sort of active interaction, if that makes sense. As I always see YouTube as a bit more of a passive interaction, whereas Facebook is kind of like an instant. Anyway, it was years ago. This cropped up. Someone had got some from somewhere. It may have been CEX. I can't remember. They were banging on about it, and everyone was, "Oh my god, fantastic! It's worth fucking 10,000 million quid or whatever." And it's back before I was really sort of actively hunting NES titles. But I remember, I think I got the loose cart from Kevin fucking Wolford 123, and because I'd never really been around the NES library of games, I didn't really know, and I remember seeing the cover from that post, and I always just thought, oh, it's a beat 'em up. It's like maybe a side-scrolling beat 'em up or whatever. And fucking not. It's actually a shooter. It's like like Sidearms and Forgotten Worlds and stuff like that, and it's actually in New York, again from CX. Not, I can't remember what I paid for it. It wasn't exorbitant, and nowhere near what it's probably worth again because it's complete. It's not a, you know, it's not a fucking mint copy, but it's nice. It's complete. But yeah, it's a side-scrolling shooter. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was kind of like, it sounds daft, but when I put this on, when I got it from Kev years and years ago, did me a great deal on loads of NES titles, which a lot of these have all been upgraded from Kev. You know, cheers to fucking Kevin Wolfer123, one of the nicest guys on YouTube. Honestly, there's no fucking qualms with that guy. Never asked for fuck all off anybody. Not a grifter, not a beggar. Just makes his videos and gets on with it, enjoys the hobby, enjoys sharing his passion. But yeah, I was just like, what's going on here? Because I was expecting a side-scrolling beat 'em up, bit like Robo Army or something like that. For those that might know the AES, but no, it's a shooter. So there you go. I'm always learning. I'm learning. You can teach an old dog new tricks. Right. These are some really nice titles now. Do we finish? We've got to finish on the SNES, haven't we? Oh, God. Some of the creme de la creme. Creme de la creme. We'll do these ones of the NES PAL library anyway. Right. So these two here, they form part of a trilogy. I think the first and the third one are probably more regarded than the second one. The second one's kind of like a bit of a black sheep. Not the first and second one here. I think it was the second one that I remember playing, and it might have been, people might be able to confirm or not, or whatever this. Was it on the NES Play Choice 10? I'm sure it's the second one was on the NES Play Choice 10. I'm sure it was. But now, did any of these come from CX? That one definitely didn't. I'm not sure if they did, you know. I don't think they did. I think these may have all been eBay purchases. Two form part of the silver box set. And of course, we're talking about the fantastic Castlevania. Iconic. My daughter did me a painting of that. I got it somewhere. But yeah, Castlevania, I mean, again, probably invented its own genre. But that artwork is just outstanding, isn't it? Let's be honest. Now, as I mentioned, the second one, Simon's Quest, I'm sure this was on the Play Choice 10. Because I remember putting it on and like going, I don't know what I'm meant to do. And I think that was always the bugbear with this, with a lot of people. It was too open world. I think that's when it started to do the old not Metroidvania, but you know what I mean, the sort of Castlevania Metroidvania. That sort of exploration, backtracking, and you kind of got a little bit lost, especially from an arcade game. Whereas Castlevania is more your traditional move right and, you know, slap the shit out of a load of ghouls and ghouls. Whereas this one was a bit more the exploration, like RPG, well, I suppose a little bit RPG elements. But when you're on a Play Choice 10 and the clock's ticking down, that ain't the game to be picking, is it? Let's be honest. I don't think any of these come from CX. I don't think they did, because I don't remember seeing them you don't see them very often in CX anyway. Right. Fucking pile of games here. Pile of games. Right, sticking with arcades. Let's stick with the arcades. This was eBay. This was definitely eBay. I know it was eBay. Was it a deal, or was it like an alright price? It wasn't bids. I'm pretty sure that much. Again, not one that comes up very often. I think it was a good price, but one that doesn't come up very often. Not complete in this kind of condition, and it's Ghosts and Goblins. Balls hard. I don't know why anybody puts some stats for it. Fucking Tony again. Back in the day gamer. I think he's completed this. You have to. If those that don't know, you have to play it twice. He's going through it twice, but yeah, ridiculously difficult. I know. My mate Craig Minx 36 disappeared off the planet. He loved this on the C64. But yeah, one with the hang tab. And what you've got to remember with these, I'm not getting the games out, with these Capcom, especially in the UK, well, probably only in the UK, is the manuals. Is this one of them? Yes. The manual for the UK version isn't on the front in English. So you can see up there, UKV. But it is in English. There's a couple like that from Capcom. It's like the Italian release, because that's like it. Let's see. Libretto di Instruccio, whatever the fuck it says. The old Itai. So there's a couple like that are in actually Italian font, but they are the English instructions. But yeah, a nice game to own. Again, I don't think I've seen many of these pop up on eBay since getting this either. We're getting down to the fucking thin end of the wedge. I'm ready for bed. It's only nearly 3:30. Oh, you're all right. Right. Got 3 NES, 3 Super Nintendo, some absolute belters. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to do some SNES. We do the SNES. Anyway, look, I've got 3 games, and 2 of them came from the same person, and I can't remember which 2 it was. But I'm going to show you this one first, because I think that's that one there. So this we never got. We never got any of these in the UK, none of them. Hence why I've bought them American. This one I can't speak too much about. It was very much a change of course for this company, Tecmo. Not something they've ever done before, actually. I don't recall. I always remember Tecmo for like the soccer and Double Dragon and stuff like that. I think Tecmo did Double Dragon, didn't they? That's Technos. But I don't know Tecmo from doing RPGs, which is basically Tecmo's Secret of the Stars, a fantasy. Wasn't anything that I was really aware of. But I think, I can't remember what I paid for this. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't recall it. Probably it would have been less than 100 quid. Again, it's a lot of money, but again, it's just going back months, guys, and it would have been with the PayPal paying 3 jobby. This did get a Japanese release, and it was called something completely different, I think. But I think this is an American game. I think it was developed in America and then ported to Japan rather than the way around. I'm sure that's the case. But yeah, Tecmo. I just remember Tecmo soccer and stuff like that, but I don't really recall them making anything else. Answers down below. You'll probably tell me, because you'll Google it. You'll do some investigative research. Right, this one didn't have the manual. I know that for a fact. I remember I bought the manual from America. This one did get a Japanese release as well. I don't think it was called the same name. I've had too many beers and I can't remember what it's called. It's by NX. I do believe I've actually got the Japanese version as well. But because, again, I think this went for not very much money. Maybe it was like less than 50 quid. And I got the manual from America. Again, probably for about 20 quid, maybe. I think. And it's the 7th Saga. Iconic NX logo there. It's now Square Enix, unfortunately. But yeah, the 7th Saga. Not one I've ever played. One, again, I used to see Super Play and pawn over. But I think at this time, in and around this time, the whole Super NES, Final Fantasy 3, I had that and I was playing the shit out of it. But yeah, I can't remember what the Japanese. I've got it over there. It's not Estopolis because I think that's something else. I don't think it's called the 7th Saga. Pretty sure of it. Anyway, look, I'm going to do jump cut. I might go and get it. Do jump cut. Right, back. Elnard. That is 7th Saga Elnard. I know I had it. There you go. I'm stupid like that. Right. Some cracking NES titles now. The cover art on this alone is worth the price of admission. I don't really know much about the game. I can't say I've played it. I think it's maybe better than the first one. Maybe. This was from eBay. I'm sure it's from eBay. Or was it CX? I can't remember. To the Joker, Batman. Look at that cover. Oh. Nice yellow popping box from Sunsoft. Again, pretty much standard fare action platformer, side scrolling. I think there's something to do with the actual sprite. The Batman sprite was a lot better defined, you know, in terms of his movements and stuff like that, like his cape would move and stuff like that. I'm sure that was one of the biggest changes, and I think he was the right colour as well. Was that another thing I recall? But yeah, again, not one that you see far too often, and it always sells because it's, I mean, it sort of crosses them different collecting borders. And people that are into Batman would just buy that just for the box art alone. This is a problem when you leave stuff on the shelf so long and then you have too many beers. Your brain just gets addled and you forget shit. Right, down to the last three, then we'll be done. 3 absolutely stone cold classics here. We've got 2 NES and one SNES. We'll do this one. We make Metropolis. So those that have, in the UK who don't know Metropolis, go over and see Metropolis. He's probably the most hardcore fan of this this franchise that I know. Hang on, we've got some bloody advert. I bought this off eBay. Yeah, I did buy it off eBay. It wasn't cheap. I think it was probably 300 quid. I get paying 3. Since been paid off and whatnot, so I'm not too fussed. But I think I got it cheaper. I think it was more than that, and I think I remember saying to the guy, "Look, do it for 300. I can do it in paying 3," and accepted. And it is, again, a really good arcade port. The arcade games, I say really good. I mean, back from what it was then, very much in the Simpsons sort of vein of games, side-scrolling beat 'em ups, which were awesome. I love that era of gaming and arcade gaming. and it's Bucky O'Hare. So Metropolis, if you're into your Bucky O'Hare and shit like that, go over and check Metropolis out. But yeah, he had all the toys as a kid and stuff like that. He's buying them all back and buying the new releases and stuff. But I'm pretty sure this is a pretty faithful recreation of the arcade game. But I can't remember. So Palcom is Konami, for those that don't know, especially in America. Nintendo had an agreement, or you had an agreement with Nintendo. You can only release so many games per year, so you didn't like basically flood the market, aka Atari 2600. So what Konami did, they set up a sister company called Palcom and pump games out via that route. It says that, but that's Palcom. But yeah, don't recall ever seeing this in the arcades. I must admit, it probably was just after my heyday in the arcades. Right, two left, man. I hope you stuck around for this. I've got half cut for you lot, you know. I'm gonna get fucking the old jip off her. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's Christmas. Fuck it, it's Christmas. That's what you say, don't you? Fuck it, it's Christmas. Right, I'm gonna do this one. So you would have seen earlier where we spoke about 2 silver box Konami titles. And how the first one was probably the better game, the second one kind of like, eh. Then the third game was a bit more of a return to form. But I didn't show the third game. But the third game isn't the silver box one, it's a black box one. Dracula's Curse. And it's the PAL version. And it's not the German. So this was off eBay. I can't remember. Again, it's probably 3. At least 3. All complete. Wouldn't lie, you know, wouldn't sort of show you stuff that's half botched. But another tricky. Actually, I say tricky. You probably see this more than most, but it's the German version, and the German version looks very. I mean, there's very little distinction. Although you've got to be there, and then obviously you see the back. But I say you do see the German version, fucking hell of a lot. But again, not one that I've really played, but I do believe it's a return. It's a return to form for the series. Highly regarded, and sadly, not cheap, not chirpy, cheap. The last one for 2 is Merry Nintendo SNESmus. Okay, so this game, oh man, is probably regarded as the pinnacle. Have we finished the music? Damn it. The pinnacle of JRPGs. Dare I say it, probably better than Final Fantasy 3. From the same stable, from the same people, Squaresoft. The way this came about is the oddest thing, and I am grateful. I truly am. So when I bought, now I think it's either 7th Saga or Tecmo. I want to say it's 7th Saga, because I remember saying to the guy, he sort of said, "Oh, hope you enjoy the game." Blah blah. He's quite nice, and I sort of said, "Yeah, I've just got to try and find a manual for it." You know, I'm trying to hunt that down. I've got a couple of the other American RPGs, and he said, "Well, I've actually got another one that I haven't listed yet. I don't know if you would be interested." I shit you not. I wouldn't lie to you guys. Honestly, I wouldn't lie. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll sort of pique my interest. He said, I'll send you some pictures over. He mentioned the game, and I was kind of like thinking, okay, it's going to be like a reproduction. Kind of like, here's the original cartridge, and here's the reproduction. I had the original cartridge. And to my fucking amazement, when he sent the pictures through, I was just like, holy shit. I then said to him, yes, I'm definitely interested. What are you looking at price-wise? He was like, oh, I don't know. And I said, look, I'm not good at offers. I don't like doing offers. So he went away and he came back. And he basically said, look, there's some that are selling for 370 quid and this, that and the other. But he downplayed his copy. He's like, I'm not really sure. And I said, well, what about 250 quid? And he was like, you know what, that sounds perfect. He didn't want to do a deal out of eBay. So I said, okay. He said, well, let me list it. I said, whoa. When you list it, put it for like £1.50. I'll send you an offer for the 250, and that way then it's fine. And that's what he did. So I'm not sure if it's on there. I don't know. But I shit you not, guys. I wouldn't lie to you. It's not my style. Is it partly sealed? It's still got the wrapper on it. I know American games don't have the red seal. I think the Americans have what they call H seals or something like that. So it's still got part of the seal wrapper on it. I haven't taken it off. I don't know if it had been resealed, but it's all legit. I'm just so happy. Again, it's been months sat on the shelf. And to finish off, to wish you all a Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, we got Chrono Trigger. Probably the best traditional JRPG. I think most people that are into this genre would probably agree with it. It's got both maps, instructions. Like I say, it's still sort of open at the wrong end, but yeah, just so. Again, this has been paid for long ago. All baggied up. Now, what did freak me out a little bit, and since then I've had a look and they're all like it, is the actual tray has got this brown insert, which ordinarily like the PAL ones never had. I don't think many Americans ones had. But when you look at this game online, they've all got that weird brown tray. So I did think, oh, maybe he's put it in after, but it's not. And everything else in this is absolutely. There's both maps. And then the instructions. So that's it, guys. That is the Tootie Christmas extravaganza. I hope you enjoyed it. I've still got some stuff on the shelf for another vid, maybe in the new year, maybe do another one. I'm gonna go and have a lie down now, take some paracetamols. I've got to finish this first. Probably get earache off the missus, but fuck it. That's what YouTube's all about. But honestly, guys, look, wish you all the best for 2024, and hope you had a Merry Christmas. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Take it easy, YouTube. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.